some wine?
No.
I have some summer shandies.
I'd rather not drink anymore.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Well, then don't steal my beer. Then it would tell me different.
Well, I was going to drink your beer. What's wrong with these lights? All right, go on. It's basically, if you haven't seen it, it's Eraserhead meets Taxi Driver.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is not. You also got some Jacob's Ladder in there a little bit, and then
that's where the Taxi Driver comes in.
No,
he's just
it's
a
more
crazy
Jacob's
fucking
Ladder.
Vietnam vet.
Well, you want to go Deer Hunter
it's not
too?
Jacob's Ladder. He's not dead.
No, that's a spoiler alert. You fucking asshole.
What, for Jacob's Ladder?
Yeah.
Oh my god! If you haven't seen Jacob's Ladder, you're an idiot.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I know.
Damn it, dude! It's on my list. I asked you guys. Well, I told you guys.
That's like, 'cause I've seen bits and pieces, never finished.
You didn't already know the surprise ending of Jacob's Ladder?
Not when I first watched it.
Oh, I thought you just said you hadn't watched it.
No, that was me.
No,
that said that.
that was him. It's on my list.
I've
man.
seen bits and pieces of it, but never finished it.
Combat Shock is sweet. I like it a lot.
It's an allegory for life after war. That is for sure. Like the struggles that a vet has to go through, especially after Vietnam.
Which is a big fucking plot point in Jacob's Ladder. So I don't even know.
And
why
in Taxi Driver.
Whatever. I think it's more Jacob's Ladder, but
Taxi Driver.
But this guy basically, after being a prisoner of war for a while, finally gets escapes and gets back home, lives with his wife.
Taxi Driver is more
Hunter.
about obsession.
So I guess it's more. So it's Eraserhead and Deer Hunter then.
Lives at home.
Okay, you took yours off the table. You should take off Deer Hunter. I said Deer Hunter also.
God damn it.
But Taxi Driver is more about obsession.
Would you guys rather
PTSD.
talk about this movie? Because
Okay,
I'd rather
right,
not.
Whatever.
But no.
And
Have you even seen Taxi Driver?
Yes.
Not you.
Oh.
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Taxi Driver is really about obsession more than it is PTSD.
Obsession with what?
He's obsessed with Jodie Foster.
He's just.
But that does not.
He's
that's
obsessed
not
with trying to be normal.
But he's not. That's not a play on PTSD as much as this is like comparing with Jacob's Ladder. He's living a life with PTSD when he is living.
So is the guy in Combat Shock.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's more like Combat Shock and that than you said with whatever. Go ahead, Scott.
It's like Taxi Driver.
It is not like Taxi Driver. It's more like
Taxi Driver.
Dude.
Maybe the Deer Hunter.
I said Deer Hunter more than Taxi Driver for sure. Taxi Driver is not like this.
There is a line very early in the film that
there you go,
kind of sums this movie up, which is, "I'm a hero. God help me." And it basically explains everything about his life and just
I
I
hated the first 10 minutes. You said the
where you see like
the flashback of the war
that's how it starts.
See, that actually is the part I enjoyed.
Really, I thought it was just gonna be like fucking Troma's War. Like they're just like out in someone's backyard and they're filming it, and I was like,
they do the best
stupid.
that they can to replicate.
Well, all those outfits,
Yeah.
they were bought from Salvation Army. That's a trivia fact for sure. Like that's in the trivia of that movie. He made this like completely guerrilla style too. No permits, no nothing.
Yeah,
I was thinking like I read that and what happens to those people when they release it? Is there a
statute of limitations
on that before they can release it? Because like the proof is in the video. If they
but I mean,
prosecute.
What, like a cop's gonna see it and be like,
no,
excuse me, did you have a permit or?
That's a federal offense to release something in without permit for entertainment. That's a huge violation.
I don't know. I don't know how they get by that.
I don't know. Troma came in, I guess. That's why Troma attached their thing. Scott, am I losing you? I'm sorry.
Oh no, this movie itself.
Am I not making sense?
I think that you just smoked too much weed.
Yeah,
probably.
but like for them to release it, like there had to have been a statute of limitations, or they can like.
I just don't think that the court system gives enough of a fuck to haul independent filmmakers in for not getting.
I'm sure
permits.
it's happened.
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, Wes Craven, I think it was Last House on the Left. No permits, no nothing. So, I mean, it's been happening for a while, but I don't know. Do I gotta edit this out?
No, go for it. I mean, like I said, this is gonna be filler because I have really not much to say about this film myself. Like
Well, I have a lot to say about Combat Shock. I love Combat Shock. It's awesome. Like, it's really gritty and disgusting, and like people talk about Driller Killer being like a good look at how nasty fucking New York is, but Combat Shock's a way better.
See, I was wondering.
That's why you incorporate it with Street Trash.
See, I wasn't sure. Was this New York or was this New Jersey?
No, it's New York. It's Staten Island.
Oh, okay.
It's just,
it's disgusting.
Everything's scummy.
Like all of the scenes by like the subway or the train stations or whatever, and like when he's like palling around with his junkie buddy, the fucking all those scenes with the junkie guy and like the fucking.
It looks like that place had an AIDS bomb.
Like the gang that he owes money to, and like just I love Combat Shock a lot.
That's why I like this.
It's another one of those movies that I like more and more every time I watch it. I mean, I'll never like it as much as Eraserhead or Taxi Driver, but it's really great.
Basically, this is kind
it's
of
hopeless. It's hopeless and disgusting, and like it's one of those movies that you can watch and be like, oh god, well it could always be worse.
Yeah,
I could be this fucking guy.
Yeah, it's like this is basically a character study of this guy throughout the whole film, and
yeah, him and like
his wife and his
a result
baby.
of
his wife has the most boring life of all time.
Oh my god, sitting in that apartment with like
with
no
a scummy
TV,
ass apartment. She's just like tending to the baby, like breastfeeding, and that's all she does. She
With
doesn't
a
even have a
weird
fucking
mutant
TV
baby.
on or
Yeah, so,
anything.
like,
She's just like staring into darkness pretty much the whole time.
Deformed baby, which is what Agent.
not
caused
even a
from Agent
fucking
Orange?
bookshelf.
Was that baby caused from Agent Orange?
They never really
I mean,
specify,
you would assume
but
that like his semen was tainted with Agent Orange, and then they have a mutated baby. But that doesn't even play. That doesn't even come into play in the movie for like an hour. So when she's doing that with the baby and stuff, it's kind of like a reveal, I guess.
Yeah, that was like within the first like half hour, I think.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was a revealing part in the movie.
Right.
The baby was.
But that
like,
baby's cooing
basket
and
cased
crying
out.
was just disturbing.
have you never seen Eraserhead?
No. Like I said, I'm not a fan of David Lynch.
I don't know why. That's why you're not a fan, because you don't even fucking see his movies.
The stuff the only thing I've liked of his is Blue Velvet, the stuff that
Dude,
Well, that is his best movie.
Dude,
but
Blue Velvet's brilliant, but like he has, I don't know. As
he
far
doesn't
as, like,
have a bad film. He's made 10 films and they're all fantastic. Even Dune is good. Shut up.
It is.
Go die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would say from the people I've like listened to, like they've tried watching it, and it sounds like my type of person.
Scott,
Like,
he's not your type of director because you haven't watched his films.
Maybe you just don't like surrealism.
like I'm not like I said, I'm not a fan of Twin Peaks. I tried watching that, just didn't.
Scott
go
just
for it.
doesn't like oddball surreal stuff. I
Okay,
guess.
well, we're going to talk about subconscious cruelty as a
Oh God.
as a relating part of the argument. I hated that, but I appreciate other artistic works like David Lynch.
Subconscious cruelty is amazing.
It's fucking
False.
so shit,
good.
dude. I gave it a 1.5. That movie
That's terrible.
Shouldn't have been
What did I
distributed.
give it?
A fucking 7.5.
Really?
Yeah.
I should have given it an 8.
Yeah, because I think after thinking about it, I probably would have raised that to at least a 5 because I gave it a 4.
Oh,
Fuck off, Scott.
Jesus Christ.
All right, what are we talking about? Combat Shock.
Combat Shock, which is a lot like Taxi Driver.
No, it's more like fucking Jacob's Ladder for sure.
No.
More like a snooze fest.
Dude, the weird shit that happens in this movie is not in Taxi Driver. It's in Jacob's Ladder. He comes back and weird shit starts fucking going on.
Yeah. I do actually mean to bring this up to you, Randy. What was it that makes you compare this to Street Trash? Because I did not.
Just like
we just
the
said
weird
that.
homeless people and like the disgusting,
The scumminess
like
of
yeah,
New
the
York.
street
It's
and
gross.
like the
Everyone,
people and
yeah, all the people and extras are just gross or bums. Yeah, exactly.
I was,
Yeah.
that was the only part I was like, because I was looking at him like, okay,
Well,
that's
Street
the only
Trash,
thing I could
just any of the settings that aren't inside the dude's apartment.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the mold and the fucking windows and the fucking what's that chalk shit around the windows and that
Right.
fucking scene. Like that's just fucking disgusting. There's no way.
Yeah,
you
that
would be
that
allowed
was
to
a
live in
terrible life. I wouldn't have been able to do that.
that. You do that every day, Scott.
No, I clean shit like that every day.
No, but a terrible life.
Oh, fuck you.
No, I mean, I forget the name of Jack Nance's character from Eraserhead, but if he were Travis Bickle,
No, shut up. We got to get through this movie, not this argument. Fuck that. Go ahead, Scott.
Well, like I
Scott's
said,
out of like it's been a while since you watched it, and you didn't want to rewatch it because you didn't like it.
yeah, I was like,
But then now that we're talking about it, you seem all into it. Maybe we should just talk about movies, and you don't even have to watch them.
no, there's a lot to like about.
I think
Combat
it
Shock.
was awesome.
Yeah,
But
it's really great.
But you said it was a hard watch.
Yeah, it was.
No.
I struggled to like look at my phone constantly, and
because you're a techie nerd guy.
Well, like normally, when I watch a movie for a podcast, I leave my phone away from it.
No,
I
get on
an
IMDb like all the time.
Yeah, see, I don't.
I love all the scenes where he's just aimlessly walking around the streets and fucking like talking to himself in his head, because none of this like related. You can't relate to any of this movie.
No, I was bored.
Oh my god.
All
right. Well, I can relate to a lot of this movie.
Like I talk to myself all the time when I'm working by myself, but that's
I mean,
you're insane. Yeah.
You're
well, when you're working by yourself for 13 years straight, you kind of have to do that.
You're like obsessed with horror. You're diabolically crazy. Of course, you talk to yourself at work, and then you're married. So
this movie just it completely reeks of desperation and
that it does.
And failure and just hopelessness.
Well, yeah,
the movie is completely hopeless, and maybe
even when he calls his dad, and his dad, his dad thought he was dead. And
his dad's basically just like wishing that he could like hang up the phone and forget the conversation was happening.
He thought his son was dead.
Yeah.
Well, then, before that, like the wife is like, "We can't live like this. Just talk to your dad." And then he does talk to his dad, and his dad was like that. It's just like, well, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like complete desperation.
I think part of this film for me, why I just didn't get into it was just too heavy and depressing of a film,
and that's where
that's why.
That's where I was. That's one of the reasons that I like it so much, is that it is totally hopeless and depressing and fucking. That there really isn't like a moment in this movie where anything is going anyone's way, or where anyone has like a positive thing happen to them, or it's just utter hopelessness and depression and sleaze and filth and garbage from the get-go. And that's one of the reasons that I like it so much. And I knew that was going to be one of the reasons that you didn't like it, probably.
Because it's not gentrified enough for you.
Not that. It's just
I just want to see flowers and stuff.
No, I like dark films, but this was just like too heavy on.
It was really scummy.
Yeah,
it was very scummy.
Like, see, I'm used to scummy New York settings like Basket Case and Maniac and shit like that. But this was
it's the same. It's almost the same era.
It is the same era, yeah. But it's just
those are 70s, 70 and 81 or whatever. But it's still around. Like New York was just like a big shithole.
Right, but this was just more like a real life look at a person, where it wasn't like a horror film. Well, to me, I just couldn't get into it.
It's just interesting the way
I don't even necessarily know that I would call Combat Shock a horror film. We were just picking Troma movies.
No, this definitely doesn't
this
feel
isn't
like
our
horror
list.
at all.
No, we're not doing our list. I had that thought in my head when I was watching this. Like, I couldn't put this on my 100 list. I don't know why I was thinking that. I was like obsessed with my fucking 100 list. So everything I watched would be like, "This is my 100." No,
I mean, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, but this would make my top 300, maybe.
If I could count it as a horror film, it might make my top 100 list, honestly.
Yeah, I don't even think I would even add this to a list.
Really?
I
see horror in this for sure.
Yeah, there's plenty of horrific elements, especially with like the baby, but like
the fucking really fucking terrible ending. Well,
yeah,
demise is terrible.
The ending is really
like, I do have to say I do like
the gore is good.
The gore is good that's violence. In it, but like I do like some of the like very quotable lines that he has, like the ending line, "I go back there every night without fail." It sums up this movie, the beginning sentence and the ending sentence. Like, it is all about depression and just struggle, and I give it respect. I'm not going to grade this like really fucking low or anything.
Yeah, we should grade it right now because it's
personally like this. It's not. I wouldn't say it's like I absolutely hated it. It's just a hard sit through, just because of how depressing and just. It wasn't an entertaining watch whatsoever.
I find it to be incredibly entertaining all the way through.
I love the over top acting from like the heroin junkies. Those two guys in the building yelling at each other.
Right.
They get like really good campy fucking performances out of these extras. This is all like his friends and family and shit. This is like completely like made around a budget. Like,
oh, for sure.
Like the baby costs $140 to make.
Huh.
I don't know,
and it looks like it, but it looks good still.
No, I mean for $140, he cut a good deal, I guess. But
David Lynch has never revealed how they made the baby for Eraserhead.
Never revealed it.
No.
Why not?
I don't know, because he's one of those guys that just doesn't like give shit away. You know.
He'd be terrible at a convention.
It's like that old quote, like the interviewer's like, or he says something like,